Good morning and welcome to another day of a year of miracles. And today we start another new section in our workbook. It's section number 14 and it's entitled, What Am I? So I'm going to read a slight introduction before we get on to our next A Course in Miracles workbook lesson. So today's section, What Am I? Is this. I am God's Son, complete and healed and whole, shining in the reflection of His love. In me is His creation sanctified and guaranteed eternal life. In me is love perfected, fear impossible, and joy established without opposite. I am the holy home of God Himself. I am heaven, where His love resides. I am His holy sinlessness itself, for in my purity abides His own. Our use for words is almost over now, yet in the final days of this 1 year we gave to God together, you and I, we found a single purpose that we shared. And thus you joined with me, so what I am are you as well. The truth of what we are is not for words to speak of nor describe, yet we can realize our function here, and words can speak of this and teach it too, if we exemplify the words in us. We are the bringers of salvation. We accept our part as saviors of the world, which through our joint forgiveness is redeemed. And this, our gift, is therefore given us. We look on everyone as a brother and perceive all things as kindly and as good. We do not seek a function that is past the gate of heaven. Knowledge will return when we have done our part. We are concerned only with giving welcome to the truth. Ours are the eyes through which Christ's vision sees a world redeemed from every thought of sin. Ours are the ears that hear the voice for God proclaim the world as sinless. Ours are the minds that join together as we bless the world. And from the oneness that we have attained, we call to all our brothers, asking them to share our peace and consummate our joy. We are the holy messengers of God who speak for Him and carrying His word to everyone whom He has sent to us. We learn that it is written in our hearts, and thus our minds are changed about the aim for which we came and which we seek to serve. We bring glad tidings to the Son of God, who thought He suffered. Now is He redeemed. And as He sees the gate of heaven stand open before Him, He will enter in and disappear into the heart of God. So that's our introduction for our next A Course in Miracles workbook lesson, which is workbook lesson number 351. So let's dive right into that today. So A Course in Miracles workbook lesson 351 is, My sinless brother is my guide to peace. My sinful brother is my guide to pain, and which I choose to see, I will behold. Who is my brother but your holy Son? And if I see him sinful, I proclaim myself a sinner, not a son of God, alone and friendless in a fearful world. Yet this perception is a choice I make and can relinquish. I can also see my brother sinless as your holy Son, And with this choice, I see my sinlessness, my everlasting comforter and friend beside me, and my way secure and clear. Choose then for me, my Father, through your voice, for he alone gives judgment in your name. And that's it. That's our lesson for today. And again, it's another reminder to see your brother as sinless and not to hold a grievance, right? And why is that? Because if you perceive your brother as doing something that is sinful or something that you're judging against, you're simply seeing that in yourself as well, right? So imagine if you could wake up on a day and feel completely filled with love, right? Which is available to you every day, by the way. But just imagine for a moment, today you woke up and you were so filled and overflowing with love and the thought of worthiness and wholeness. And you go into a situation where someone's being angry with you, right? Or they're being judgmental against you, right? But you're so filled with love that all of that has no effect on you whatsoever. None, right? It like bounces off as if you were like Superman with some shield up against you, right? And that's what we're talking about here. When you go inside and connect to that one place of love that is true and is yours and is described in the introduction as heaven, right? That place inside of you where you are one mind in that place of heaven always, right? Nothing anyone says to you will affect you ever, right? So when you go out into the world, all you have is love to share. You would never even conceive of judging anyone because you are whole and you know that you are whole and complete and you are filled with that love, right? And connected to that place of joy and oneness that we all share. So what it's saying today is you have a choice to see your brother as your guide to peace or your guide to pain, right? And when we choose our brother as our guide to peace, even if we are a little tweaked by what they're saying, let it be a guide, right? Let that be a red flag in saying, why is what he is saying to me affecting me? There must be something inside of me that I am not loving enough, right? I am not loving myself enough. That is why these words are hurting me, right? Not because they're true, but because you need to love yourself a little bit more today, right? And then you can choose which way to go. Or you can see your brother as your guide to pain, right? And if you do that, then you've already chosen to align with the ego. You've already chosen to be justified in your anger. But that's not going to bring you peace or happiness or fulfillment, right? Let it instead be, a guide. Let your brother be your guide to peace and say, I need to do a little bit more self-love work today. Maybe go by the mirror and tell yourself, I love you. Right? Or put your arms around yourself and say, I love you. Be your own best significant other today, right? Let your higher self just wrap yourself in its arms and say, today I'm just going to love you so much that nothing out there is going to affect you, right? And then your brother can be your guide to peace, right? So that's it. That is like, that's what this lesson is all about today. A choice is yours to choose love or fear, right? And that's it. That's our lesson. Great to see you all here on the live feed this morning. Hi, honey. Nice to see you watching. Good morning, Francine. Hey, Cindy. Good to see you this morning. Ooh, you've got some snow up north. Nice. Hi, Sandy. Great to see you here this morning. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, everyone. Hi, Vera. Nice to see you this morning. Good morning, Pam. Hey, Christy. Good to see you this morning. Ooh, looks like you're getting some snow too, Cindy. And Vera says, we are the miracle, the joy, peace, heaven, holiness, always present within the inner silence. That's true, right? Within that inner silence, that inner love that we are all connected to. I love that introduction this morning talking about we are heaven, right? I don't remember reading that before, but obviously I've done these lessons numerous times, but every time you do them, there's something that resonates, something that goes, oh, okay, I see that differently now. It's landing a little bit differently now because of where I am. And in the introduction, it said, I am the heaven where his love resides, right? Well, no wonder that when we choose love, we see heaven on earth, because what are we? We're just the projection screen, right? We are the vehicle of the projection of that one mind of love. And so why wouldn't we be heaven, right? Why wouldn't we be that heaven that can project heaven on earth when we're connected to that one mind of love? So I really liked how it said that. So I wanted to point that out again. Good morning, Colette. Great to see you here this morning. Hey, Linda. Nice to see you. Good morning, Hillary. Hey, Sue. Nice to see you here. Hi, Bonnie. And Sandy says, I really liked your love shield, Terry. Thank you. And that's what it is, right? When you are so filled with love, you radiate love. And it does. It becomes a shield. Nothing can touch you. You become untouchable because you've got this love shield around you that just radiates, bubbles out from within you when you're filled with love. And it affects and touches everyone around you, right? So not only is it protecting you, but you're also sharing that with the world, and people feel that and they just say, ooh, I want to be a part of that. So that's all about filling yourself up with love, connecting to source. Like we said before, just like our cell phones. That's why it's important to meditate this morning. Whatever your form of meditation is, it could be prayer, it could just be quieting your mind, it could be listening to a guided meditation. So important to plug yourself in to source, so you can create that love shield so you can go out into the world, right? Good morning, Kinga. Nice to see you here this morning. That's so good. I love me and you. I love that, Hillary. Thank you so much for sharing, and peace be with you too. Good morning, Jennifer. Great to see you here this morning. Yes, you're welcome, Kinga. It looks like it's snowing where you are too. Hey, Edmund. Great to see you here on the live feed this morning. Always wonderful to see my fellow A Course in Miracles students and facilitators on the live feed. Hey, Leah, great to see you. Leah is my yoga instructor down here, and I love you too. I love all of you. It's so great to see you here on the live feed. Hey, Sarah, great to see you here this morning. Your ears must be ringing. We were talking about you the other day, but we always talk about you in a good way. It's great to see all of you on the live feed. Always great to see familiar faces from up north, and great to see some new faces too jump on the live feed here for our daily A Course in Miracles workbook lesson. We are on lesson 351 today. We are going all the way through to the end of the year, 365 lessons. We started January 1st. So thank you all for joining me. I'm so glad you're a part of this journey. And it's important to do the lessons in order. So I'm glad you're joining today, but please go back to lesson number 1 if you're just starting, and do them in order, one per day. And when I first started doing the lessons, it took me a couple of years actually to get through all of the lessons because I had a busy household. I mean, I was pregnant with my second child. My first child was an infant. She was just a year and a half, and I was reading the book and doing the lessons and reading the text. Also, reading the text is important too because they support one another. The text has a lot of really juicy information if you can kind of get past and through some of the biblical context, which was a little bit awkward for me when I first started reading it because I was never raised in any type of organized religion, so a lot of these words were foreign to me. But the beauty of A Course in Miracles is it takes you through it and helps you to undo any past conditioning that maybe is, connecting to some of these words and making them a little fearful or awkward. So it's really an amazing, complete workbook if you're interested in going back through and starting with day 1 and diving into the text. To be honest with you, I started reading the manual for teachers first because the text was a little bit too much for me when I first picked up A Course in Miracles. So I was flipping through it, and I went to the manual for teachers, which was at the end, and I started reading that first. And oh my gosh, it was just filled with so much good information that I knew I needed to go back and kind of get my muck boots on and start trudging through the text, which really was like that for me when I first started reading it because it was like, ooh, some of these words were just a bit too much. But since I've been doing it for 28 years now, it's just been such a saving grace to just be able to embrace love instead of fear and have the tools to do that. So if you're interested in doing it as a real study, I would go back to workbook lesson number 1 and also read the text. There's a lot of great ways to get this online for free, or you can buy the book like I did. And of course, this is going to be backwards now because everything we see is a mirror, right? Not only in this live video, but in life, right? Everything you see is kind of upside down of the way it really is in truth. So I think it's kind of funny how that's actually true when we hold up a book and it's backwards. The world is backwards, right? It's backwards from what we think it is. So a lot of fun things open up when you start realizing that, a lot of aha moments. So great to have all of you here this morning. Thank you for joining. Hey, Marianne, great to see you jump on the live feed this morning. Good morning, Joe. So enjoy this lesson, and I hope you enjoy your day today. And remember, you have a choice. The choice is yours. You can see your brother as sinless and your guide to peace, or you can see your brother as sinful and your guide to pain. And which you choose, you will behold. Whatever you seek, you will find. So what are you going to choose today? Put that lesson in for today and just be aware of your choices. Be aware that you have choices. For many years, I didn't know I had a choice. I didn't know I was making it all up. I thought I was the victim of the world I saw, until I realized, oh, I am creating the world I see. So the power is within you. You can make the choice yourself. Have a great day, everyone. I will be back tomorrow morning with our next live A Course in Miracles workbook lesson. See you tomorrow. Thanks for joining. Bye.